So every month I like to put together a tray of products that I want to reach for the most. Some of them may be on the tray because it's my favorite. Some may be products that I hadn't reached for in a long time that I want to start using. Some of the products are products that I only have a little bit left of and I want to use it up because either there's a sale coming up or I just want to get rid of it. So hopefully in today's video, you guys can draw some inspiration to create a makeup tray of your own. Welcome back, socialites. And if you're new here, my name is Ariell. I do mainly beauty content, fragrance, and lifestyle vlogs. So if those are the type of videos you're into, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button and come join the family. So April's makeup tray is gonna be a banger. Just spoiler alert. This is my birthday month. My birthday is on the 22nd. I'm super excited for it. So we're not gonna play no games with this month tray. These are going to be products that I know perform. These are products that I already know if I wear them for 12 hours, 14 hours, I don't have to worry about looking in the mirror, touching up. Has it oxidized? Do I look orange now? None of that. Okay, so these are products that I know is going to give me what I need. So let's just jump right into it. So starting off with primers. First primer is one of my absolute favorites, y'all, and this is the MAC Studio Radiance Primer. Now I've raved about this so many times. This is one of those primers that gives you that sort of dewy, plushy skin, radiant look. So if you're looking for matte, sort of a little bit on the drier side look, this is the opposite of that. But it also works well for somebody who has oily skin because it does help your makeup to also last a little bit longer throughout the day. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. It gives you the most plushy, luscious, just beautiful look to the skin. Even if you have some of those foundations that aren't your favorite, you feel like maybe a little bit too matte looking on the skin, put this underneath and it will transform it for you. I love it. So this is on the tray, and also another primer I'm using is one of my most used, and this is the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. Now I love this not only because it fills in the pores in this area, but it also mattifies in the areas where I need it. Sometimes depending on the product I use or the elements outside, I may get a little bit more shiny here and here throughout the day. So I like to place this only in those areas, and it just works out so perfect, and it works well with any foundation that I choose to use. Moving right along to foundation, you guys, I put some of my favorites on the tray. Like I said, we don't want any surprises. I picked only foundations that I know are going to be picture perfect, and I don't have to worry about it switching up on me no matter how long I have on the product. So first up is Charlotte's Beautiful Skin Foundation from Charlotte Tilbury. This is beautiful. Y'all, I feel my prettiest, just period. It's a full coverage foundation. So if you're that full coverage girly, you'll love this. Also, it's not heavy at all. Picture perfect look without looking heavy. I love it. I'm in the shade 13 Warm, and also all the shades that I use and everything I mentioned today will be linked in the description box, so be sure to check that out. And next is a foundation that you guys have heard me talk about time and time again, and it's the Lancome Tinty Dull Ultra Wear Foundation. Beautiful, long-lasting foundation, and all of these foundations that I'm using are long-lasting. Beautiful, long-lasting foundation that gives you that yummy skin look. It almost melts into your skin and makes it look like your skin, but better. Not even like you really having a real foundation on, but it just sort of becomes one with your skin, and you get great coverage out of it. It slightly plumps as well, so it's just gonna even out and smooth out texture and lines. I highly recommend this. It's one of my go-tos. I love it. And then the next is actually newer to my collection, and I decided to put this on the tray. It's the About Face Foundation. Now this foundation is pretty much a dupe to the Haus Labs foundation, which is my #1 fave. But because this one is newer on the market, I decided to put this on the tray instead of Haus Labs. I may use Haus Labs once or twice this month though, but love this. This is a medium buildable coverage. You can get full coverage. This is picture perfect, long lasting, smooth. This is for dry skin, normal skin, oily skin. doesn't oxidize at all. It gives you a natural finish to the skin, but when you want more of that sort of beat face look, but if you use half a pump, you can also get sort of like that medium coverage. This is the best of every world in a foundation. And the last foundation product I put on the tray is a skin tint. So I put this on a tray for the days that I want sort of that sheer effortless look. I needed one of those to use for the month. So this is the Hourglass Hydrating Veil Skin Tint. This is one of my favorite skin tints for when I want that sheared out makeup look. It's very smooth, it's hydrating, just looks beautiful and natural and very effortless on the skin. Like when you want those days where you want to even out your skin tone, but you don't want it to look like you're wearing makeup. You know, some of those days where you just want to just kind of blend in. This is it. It's very beautiful. For concealer, y'all, I put my favorite two concealers on the tray. My number one being the Forever Skin Correct concealer from Dior. This is full coverage. Doesn't settle in fine lines. It's so creamy and buttery smooth that it just blends out effortlessly. So if you want a full coverage concealer and you find that you have to blend a lot with your concealers or whatever you're using, or you want like a medium to full coverage, you can also get medium with this if you use a little bit less. You can't go wrong with this concealer. I absolutely love it. And it's super smoothing. And then this one used to be my favorite until Dior. I kind of like struggled with the Dior Forever Skin Correct and this, like, which one is my favorite? I just equally love them both. But this has actually become my number two, but it's an excellent concealer and a little bit cheaper than the Dior. This is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. It's pretty much this. It's similar. I'm not going to say the same. It's similar in that it doesn't settle in fine lines as much. The Dior is a little bit better. Easy to blend. It's one of the easiest blendable concealers that you can get. Y'all, this is an amazing concealer. So moving on to cream bronzer or cream contour products. The first I want to talk about is another Huda Beauty product. It's the Huda Beauty Tantour Contour Cream. You guys, I really hope that they're not discontinuing it. Maybe they're just going to do a reformulation because I've only been seeing one shade available, but this one is in the shade 2. It's one of the easiest blendable cream contour products on the market. It's really effortless. The shade range, I like the shade medium too because it works for a huge range. I could wear it. Somebody much darker than me could wear it. If you're a little bit lighter than me, you could still wear it, just blend it out a little bit more. So I do like to use it on clients, but I love it on myself. This is one of my favorites in the top favorite. And then I also had to put my most used cream bronzer product or cream contour product. This is the LYS Cream Bronzing Stick. Excellent. Y'all, so many people love this. This is so good. Blends out really good, but just the fact that it comes in this stick component just makes it easy. And you see the shape of it. I love how LYS has that signature triangular shape because the sharp edges allows you to get precise contour no matter where you place it. Love that. And I love the color that I have. I think this is one of my favorite shades in a cream bronzing product. It's the shade Courage. So it's not too dark, it's not too light, it's just giving me enough of what I need. And then one of my newest cream bronzing products, I wanted to put this on the list for the days that I'm doing those effortless looks. So when I'm using like the Hourglass veil and things like that, this is the Chanel cream bronzer, the Le Beige bronzer in the shade Tan Deep. This is the darkest shade that they have. This is another one where the shade and the formula, not only is the shade effortless for me, that gives me a subtle bronze or a subtle contour, which I really love. I don't like too heavy, too strong of contour bronzers. So this just gives me just enough. It's on the sheer side. So the Huda Beauty and the LYS is going to give you a lot more coverage and a lot more presence. But I really do like this as well. I've only used it a few times times so far, but I really like it for those days when I'm going for something really sheer and natural. And for powder bronzer, I put one of my favorites, and this is the Nars Laguna Bronzer. Their Laguna bronzers are just some of the best bronzers on the market. So this is what it looks like. There's no patchiness. It just applies very smooth and even. A little bit goes a long way. This is a really good product. If you're looking for a powdered bronzer, this may be one to try. So the next powder bronzer I put on here is a newer one. This is the new YSL bronzer. It's the All Hours Hyper Bronze. This one is more so for those effortless bronze looks. So the Nars Laguna bronzer is definitely more pigmented and has a lot more of a presence, and it's on the matte side. Now the difference between that and the YSL is more sheer. And this has a sheen to it, which is gorgeous. It just makes your makeup look so elevated and sophisticated because it's not super heavy and it has a beautiful soft sheen to it. This is gorgeous. So I've only worn it maybe about 3 or 4 times so far, but I absolutely love it. So this next product is a finishing powder. This is sort of like what I would use to sort of highlight for like that, not really shine, but just to put like a sheen or just that satiny sheen to the skin. It sort of reminds you a little bit of this one, but this one's more sheer and you just get that beautiful sheen. I'm actually wearing it all over here. I'm wearing it all over my entire forehead. That's what's giving me that really beautiful sheen to my skin. And this is the Hourglass Ambient Powder in the shade Eternal Light. When this first came out, I was obsessed with it. I used it for like months straight. Almost every video I was using this. So since the beginning of this year, maybe since about February, I've been trying to put it away and use other things. But this, y'all, you see it. I don't even have to say much more. Y'all see it. So all over setting powders. So the new YSL All Hours Hyper Finish Powder. It's an all over setting powder that's my skin tone, like you would use the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish or like you would use the Sephora Collection Micro Smooth Powder. This is one of those. It gives you like a medium type coverage and it gives you just a flawless, natural finish to the skin that's beautiful. It's not super sheer. It doesn't give you natural like skin like. It's a natural finish, kind of like the MAC, more like the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. So I'm wearing it all over today and it's extremely smoothing. So that's what's just giving me that really smooth, even complexion is this powder. So I use it after I finish my makeup and I just dust it just in these areas here just to smooth everything over. Y'all, it's so pretty. So pretty. I think they only currently have it in Nordstrom, so hopefully it'll be at other retailers soon. I was hoping that it'd be in Sephora so you guys could catch it during the Sephora sale, but maybe it will get there soon. I'm not sure, but this is what I'll be wearing this month. So the next all over setting powder that I'm going to be wearing this month that I love since I first tried it a month or so ago, I've fallen in love with it. This is the Ami Colé Translucent Powder. I'm also wearing this today, kind of like lightly in this area and a little bit on the forehead. It's a sheer like powder that literally melts into your skin. The name of it is actually called the Skin Melt Loose Powder. So it's a loose translucent powder. I love how they have this cover and then you can open it up and there's a sifter in here. Y'all, this is one of the most well-made components for a powder. Like, they understood the assignment with the packaging of this, but it literally melts right into your skin and it just gives you a beautiful soft focus. So if you want like a sheer makeup look where you're using a skin tint, or even if you're wearing a full coverage foundation like I am today, this works. And the next all over setting powder, a lot of people use it just under eye, but you can actually use it all over. And a lot of people don't know that. And it's the One Size Ultimate Setting Powder in the color Ultra Pink. You would think that this wouldn't work for African American skin tones, but it absolutely does. It gives you a beautiful, natural, blurring effect to the skin that it just takes your makeup to another level. This was one of the other powders that I used religiously when it first came out, and I had to tell myself to just put it away to give some other makeup products a chance. But y'all, picture perfect, flawless appearance. That's what this gives you. And the last powder I have is the Easy Bake and Snatch by Huda Beauty. This one's in the color Cherry Blossom Cake. So it's my birthday month, y'all. We screaming it from the rooftops. And so some days this month, I'm pretty sure I'll be going out and I want that really glam look, like glamorous. That's when I use this. I only use it to set under eye, and when I tell you the way it brightens, I actually used it under my eye first. I like to set it. I know a lot of people do loose first and then do their pressed on top, which I do that sometimes too. But with this Cherry Blossom Cake, I find that you can maintain a lot more of the brightness when you set it with this first, and then go over with your loose powder, and then just dust your loose powder underneath to just give it that smoothing effect. But this brightens so beautiful. It blurs. This is a really good powder for brightening under eye. I do have one more loose powder, y'all. I didn't even see it because it's a small one. This is also, I have quite a bit of Huda Beauty. I have more Huda Beauty on this tray than I think any other brand, but this one's the Huda Beauty Peach Pie in the loose powder. Now I also like the press, but the loose powder, you guys, I really love this. This gives me more of a natural appearance. It blurs, it gives you a smoothing effect. Huda Beauty just kills it with the powders. Y'all, this is good. So this is one of my newer ones, so I definitely wanted to use it a lot more, but every time I wear it, I just love the way it looks when I glance in the mirror. So I knew she was going on the tray. So moving on to liquid blushes, which I actually use a lot more than I use powder blushes. And I had to put my Nars blushes on here. These are the Afterglow liquid blushes. These gives you like the medium coverage. They're super easily blendable. It gives you a flush of color. So they're not super pigmented, which I actually love. So I have the shade Dolce Vita and Orgasm Rush, which is the newer shade, but they blend out like a dream. I want to swatch them, but with this shirt, you guys, I've talked about these in several videos before. This was actually on my Sephora recommendations video too, and I know I swatched it there. It has a sheen to it, so you don't even have to go over with like your ambient powder or a highlighter because it gives you color, but then it also gives you that beautiful radiance to the skin. Looks great in the sunlight, looks great on top of powder or underneath. I love these. These are like my go-tos lately. And then one of my top favorite blushes, y'all, this is everything. This is the e.l.f. liquid blush in the shade Bronze Bombshell. I'm actually wearing it today. So the color, that sort of deep bronze blush, is this. It looks gorgeous on African American skin tones. Gorgeous. Probably on any skin tone, but on us it gives very effortless. It gives like, does she have on a blush or not? You know, one of those type of looks. Now, a little bit of this goes a long way. You can kind of put a few swipes of the Nars liquid blush on there, but this one or two max, because you'll be blending all day long. In fact, when I put it on today, because the past couple weeks I've been wearing my Nars, so when I went back to this today, I applied too much. I'm like, oh God. So I had to do a little bit more blending, but the shade of this, it blends out easy, but just know that a tiny bit goes a long way, but the shade more than anything is beautiful. I know this is long, so if you're still here, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button. Okay, so for eyebrows, I put 2 brow products on here, well 3 brow products on here, and these are my go-tos lately. My Sephora collection brow pencil, which is my #1 favorite. The formula is great. It can compete with any of your higher end pencils, so I really like this one, and especially for the price point. I think that it's like 10 or 12 bucks, and especially for the 30% off off that you get during the sale that's going on currently. It's a must have. But then my second favorite right now is the LYS brow pencil. Now, I'm not sure if it's on Sephora's site yet. This came out maybe about 6 months ago, and I never see it on the Sephora site, but you can definitely pick it up on the LYS website. I think I have a 20% off coupon code for you guys. I'll put it in the comments. I'll pin it in the comments. But this is really good. What I like about this a little bit more than the Sephora is it's pigmented, it glides on easy, but it's a little stiffer than the Sephora pencil. So I find that I get a little bit more precision with this, but they're both really great. There's just a slight difference that I can notice. The actual tip, all of LYS products has triangular shaped components, but if you really look close, the tip is shaped in a triangle that gives you points. So that just keeps it sharp. They did a great job with this. And this is a newer product. This is a brow pencil, the Benefit My Precisely Brow Definer, y'all. This is so good. But the thing about this one is it has a micro skinny tip. Like you can barely see it. It's so skinny. And so this is for detail work. So you don't want to fill in your whole brow with it because it will break. But when you want to just add little hair-like strokes strategically in the brow, that's what this is for. And it does it in the best way. I've been able to achieve a fluffy brow look with this. That's how precise and pigmented it is. So my hair on my head and I have thick hair, you guys. So my brows are sort of thick. So when I fill in the brow strokes, typically with any other pencil, you see like 1 stroke, 2, 3. You know, even if you do a good job at blending, if you're close up, you can kind of see it's there. With this, you almost can't even tell that you've created something on your skin at the head of your brows if you want to even out the symmetry. It looks like hair, y'all. This is good. This is like a game-changing product right here. So Benefit did that. I love this. Eyeliners. I put one of my old favorites on here, y'all. This is the NYX Vivid Matte Liner. It gives you ultra precision, super skinny, teeny tiny tip, and it's really black. And so I did have a couple of looks in mind that I wanted to do for my birthday, and I do have a few events to go to this month, and I felt like this is gonna give me what I need, but you guys will definitely see that. I'm gonna film it for you. And then the Rare Beauty liner pen. This is my most used liner for since I got it, maybe about 6 months ago. I've talked about this time and time again. This is one of the best felt tip liners on the market. Super effortless. It never skips. It doesn't dry out. You can get a baby wing or you can build it up to, a thicker wing. And the price point's not bad either. Waterline. This is my go-to. This is what I have in my waterline today, which is a nude colored, like a flesh tone colored pencil. This is the Sephora Collection 12-hour pencil in the shade Coconut. This is the most long-lasting eye coat that I own. I always put this shade in my waterline, and you guys can see what it does. It just opens up my eyes, allows them to look bigger because I do have a really small eye shape. So I just put a little bit there, and I usually smudge a eyeshadow, like a brown eyeshadow underneath, or sometimes I'll just do mascara down there. But this is good. I highly recommend that y'all pick this up during the sale because you get 30% off of the price, and I think it's only like $8 or $10 regular price. So for brow gel, I put my 2 favorites, which is the Ardell brow glue. You guys, best of the best of the best, and it's super inexpensive. I like the more firm feel to my brows. When I put my brow glue on, I like my brows to be firm and sort of stuck in place, and that way when I go to add hair-like strokes, it just sort of all looks uniform. Love this. And then my second favorite is probably the Refy. Now there's others that I really love too, but had to narrow it down. But Refy is on here as well. It gives you that great hold as well. Every now and again I'll get like little white residue, but not a lot. It's just very minimal, and I have to sort of dust it away. But yeah, I want to use her this month. I only put one mascara on the list. I put the Fenty Hella Thick, which I love. I love my YSL Lash Clash as well, but I find myself picking this up just more than anything. So it's something about it. It's addictive or something, but it gives you that volume, makes me look like I have a whole lot more than what I actually have. I don't really get it on my skin like I do with some other mascaras, so something about the wand is great. Love this. Now for eyeshadow, we're going to be show stopping with the shadow this month. So this is my newest, most used. Like since I got this maybe a month or so ago, I've been using it almost every look. I actually used it today, and it's the About Faced liquid eye paint, and this one's in the shade Cloned. So I have it all over my lid. It's a liquid eye paint. You can blend it out with your finger or a brush. Blends out so effortlessly. I mean, if you're a beginner to makeup, you'll be able to blend this out seamlessly. Has great pigmentation, and the color of this is just so effortless. Love these. I do have another shade, but this is my most used shade. And then the other product I put on the list is, when y'all see this sparkle on here, this is the Urban Decay Moon Dust shadow that provides this sparkle that almost makes it look like your eyelid is wet depending on what light you look at it in. This is beautiful. This one's in the shade Space Cowboy, and I have it all over my lid, and I brought it all the way up to under the head of my brow. So that's this one. I love to use this everyday wear is cool, but I only put a tiny bit. But the way I packed it on today, this is birthday vibe. So I'm probably gonna have this on with nearly every look that I do this month. And then the Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palette, I'll check and see if they brought this back, but I think it was limited edition. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Eye Palette. Smoky eyes are forever, y'all. The quality of this is insane, and look at the shades. And all of these shades show up true to color that you guys see. Beautiful, y'all. These greens are my favorite, but those pinks, and some of them are like duochrome. So I'm gonna do another look. I've done several looks with this in the past on my channel, but y'all, this is one of my favorite palettes. And then I put two matte palettes on here. This one is the Skin by Kim Classic Matte Eyeshadow Palette. And so it does have a little fallout from the dust, but it's a good eyeshadow palette. It's pigmented. It just gives you what you need. The shade you see is what you get. And then I also put this one, which I like more. It's another very similar. They have similar shades. This one is the Patrick Ta Major Dimension palette. So it has those nude shades as well. And then it has two cream shades you can use for liners or bases. But y'all, this is like a creamy, buttery formula. Love this eyeshadow palette. Now lip products, I have the most of this on my tray. So first is actually the liner I'm wearing today, which is the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip liner in the shade Malt. It's just a beautiful medium to deep shade brown that is just, y'all, I love it. I love the fact that you can blend it out easily too, which I do have other liners like that, but something about this is just a slight bit lighter than chestnut pencil. It's just beautiful, y'all. I overlined the top, and then I just did a regular line at the bottom. And then another lip liner that's on my tray is the Haus Labs, the Le Monster Lip Crayon. Now this one's in the color Mahogany Matte. Now this goes along with one of my favorite lip combos. So it's like a burgundy, or wine colored brownish burgundy. But the lipstick that I'm wearing today is Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk, which is my all-time favorite lipstick. And this with the Mahogany Matte from Haus Labs together is the most beautiful combo. Love this together. So I knew I wanted this combo on the tray. And then for the nights that I want to do a red lip this month, I'm putting my favorite. So this one is two Sephora Collections matte lipsticks. One's in the shade 94 and the other one in 01. I use this as the liner, and then this one is the lipstick. It dries to an ultra matte finish that just gives you a very Hollywood glam look, and that's what we need at least a couple times this month. So for my red lip days, I got this combo. And then for my glosses, so the gloss that I'm wearing today is Fenty Fussy, This is my favorite Fenty Gloss Bomb, just a beautiful kind of flesh tone pink that has like a sheen or iridescence to it. It's so beautiful, especially in certain lighting and like dinners and stuff like that. Love this. And then I have two of my Sephora collection plumping glosses that are my favorite. So I have the shade 08. This one does have like sparkles in it, not like thick chunks of glitter, but it is kind of sparkly shimmery that is just beautiful. And then I have another Sephora collection plumping gloss in the shade 02, which is a nude shade. Y'all, these give you the highest shine. They're thick. It's like that old school gloss, y'all, but fills in the lines and just makes your lips look like glass. And the last lip product is actually a lip balm, and it's my birthday month, so we bougie, okay? This is the Tom Ford lip balm. It's just cute. So she's going in my purse all month, okay? I'm pulling the e.l.f. out. She's gonna take a back seat this month. My e.l.f. lip oil, which I love, and Tom Ford is going in there. And so look at that. It's really hydrating. It feels super comfortable on the lips too, but I don't use it a whole lot. So birthday month, we're using her up all month long. And last are my setting sprays, you guys. We need to last all day. So LYS Natural Finish Spray. This sort of gives you a little bit of a matte finish, but it just helps your makeup to be a lot more long wearing throughout the day, and it does help your makeup to melt into your skin when you spray it. Highly recommend this, especially if you have oily skin. If you have dry skin, this might be a little bit too drying for you. But one that I feel like would work for all skin types, but I have had some of my dry skin girlies say that they couldn't do this, but I love it. And a lot of people that wear makeup, this is their favorite. To me, this is like one of the best on the market, just for any skin type. But this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Spray. This is the big jumbo size. This is good. This is good. It's one of my top favorites. Comment down below, let everybody know why, because y'all use it. Y'all know. So that's it for my makeup tray, y'all. I'm just so excited for the month. I mean, I'm excited for every day, but this month is just celebrate self. Why not? So comment down below, let me know what are some of those products that you're going to be pulling back out this month. You know, we're in spring now, so some of those products that you used before might be a little bit too drying for you, not sure. So what are you going to put in your rotation this month? If you're new here, welcome. I would love for you to come become a socialite by hitting the subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. 'Cause I've been where you are. You're too scared to show me love. 'Cause too fresh with the scars. Well, I don't have the answers.